Into Literature offers teachers the variety of selections they look for in a literature program. These selections were chosen to not only engage every learner, but to meet the call of state standards. In the Analyze and Apply section of each unit, teachers and students will find instruction on elements of genre and author's craft, as well as analyzing text. As the unit moves to the Collaborate and Compare section, teachers can decide to release more responsibility to students to work collaboratively. In these groups, students will work together to analyze and compare text within and across genres. Also, note that mentor texts are included within every unit. In the Independent Reading section, students decide on the text they want to read in connection to the unit and their personal interest. There is also a suggested novel in each unit that students may find in their classroom library or their local library. The notice and note strategies, which are woven throughout Into Literature, evolved from the research of Kylene Beers and Robert Probst. They recognized that teachers wanted support in providing reading instruction that will develop transferable reading strategies that students need. They've identified text features, which they've called signposts, to assist in making meaning of various text. Each unit for grades 6 through 10 begins with a notice and note reading model to give both teachers and students guidance into using the most relevant signposts and accessing the unit's selections. As students begin reading a selection, they will be invited to review the essential question that connects every selection in the unit. They will recognize the signposts being called out in the margins. These signposts are accompanied with anchor questions to build a greater understanding of the purpose. They will also see the critical guided reading questions that point back to the reading standards. Teachers make the decision as to how instruction and practice are being delivered in their classrooms using Into Literature as their resource. To support every teacher in classroom design, there are suggestions within the planning section of the Teacher's Guide to create and support small group instruction while working through each selection. To continue the support needed to work with every student, teachers will notice the learning mindset callouts in their Teacher's Guide. HMH has partnered with Mindset Works to incorporate growth mindset strategies within the Into Literature program. The integrated social and emotional learning content right at the start of the unit gives teachers what they need to promote and recognize student strengths and to promote self-reflection and goal setting. Into Literature's many interwoven activities are designed to foster social, emotional learning and growth mindset in all students as they learn to tap into their strengths and tackle challenges with more optimism. Into Literature is housed on ED, your friend in learning. This online learning system engages students and teachers in ways that provide personalized and smart teaching and learning experiences. On ED, teachers and students will find many of the tools and accessible elements they've appreciated from collections. They will find Close Read Screencast, which models close reading strategies, Level Up tutorials that provide point-of-use skill and strategy support, and interactive lessons, which provide instructional reinforcement and activities for standards-based instruction. Teachers and students will locate these tools and others through online studios. There are complete studios for reading, writing, speaking and listening, grammar, and vocabulary, all of which provide extra support, remediation, and extension. These online resources offer extensive flexibility along with structure to help teachers customize instruction. There are gems found within each of these studios that will excite any teacher. For example, within the Reading Studio, students and teachers can locate those digital books that can be used for independent reading opportunities or as instructional resources. This continues to support the flexibility that many teachers have been asking for. Explicit writing instruction is needed in every ELA classroom. Into Literature offers teachers and students clear support and instruction as students unpack what they've learned to complete the end of unit writing task. Students have access to support while responding to a prompt, collecting relevant information to organize their thoughts and ideas, and referring to the data they've collected within their readers' response logs and notice and note information. Through the use of a mentor text, which is identified in each unit's table of contents, students get the necessary support they need to understand elements of an author's craft so that they too can apply their craft into their own writing. As students work through drafting their writing, they will be able to collaborate and receive useful feedback using the peer evaluation function. Teachers and students can give the feedback a writer can use as they are checking the clarity of their composition. Be mindful that this function can also be disabled by the teacher at any time. Before submitting their papers, students have an opportunity to check their work using Turnitin. This helps them to become better writers by recognizing a problem in summarizing, paraphrasing, or using direct quotations before turning their papers in for a grade. Students will see the color-coded sources matched to passages in their paper, which will help everyone quickly determine if there are plagiarized elements within the essay. What a great way for teachers to use this as an opportunity to teach appropriate paraphrasing strategies. As teachers go in to grade student work, they will find that grading has been made quicker, easier, and more convenient. The grading rubric appears online right next to students' papers. Now that is something to get excited about. Into Literature is built on the promise of student outcomes. The meaningful use of data provides for just-in-time instruction at each student's level without the need for teachers to spend hours grouping students and planning lessons. Ongoing assessment and data reporting provides critical feedback loops so that each experience encourages self-assessment and reflection and drives positive learning outcomes for all students. Teachers will have access to benchmark, summative, and formative assessments to monitor progress, locate recommendations based on data, and provide formative practice for students on a frequent basis. Reports in Ed also allow teachers to view progress by class, student, assignments, standards, and skill level. This information, available right when they need it, allows teachers to adjust instruction to meet the needs of all learners. Adaptive Growth Measure, available in grades 6 through 10, allows teachers to gain an understanding of where students are on the learning continuum and identify students in need of intervention or enrichment. Unit assessments assess mastery of skills covered during the course of the unit across all literacy strands. Informative assessment data is collected across a variety of student activities, allowing teachers to make informed instructional decisions based on data. The data collected from the assessment is then analyzed by the system to organize students into smaller groups. These groups allow for teachers to better target instruction specifically designed to fit the instructional needs of their students.